In this lesson, we're going to start learning all about how we can create our user interface inside our game. Now, throughout this course, we have spent so much time creating all our logic and different variables to tell our game what to do, but now is the time to determine what we want our player to see in the context of our player and game state. Now, user interfaces are used pretty much in every single game out there. They're extremely important to help guide your player through the whole gameplay experience. So let's get started and see what kind of user interface we need to create for WrapTucks Escape. So to create a user interface, let's collapse all this stuff here. What do we need to do? We need to just right click and let's create a new object, and that's going to be a UI object. And we need to first off create a canvas. And the canvas is going to be the whole foundation of our user interface. So let's just quickly create this. There you go. Now you can see in our hierarchy panel here, we have a canvas, and it also creates an event system. Now you don't have to worry about this event system. This is all just kind of built-in functions that come along with this, that we do not have to mess around with any of this stuff. Let's just focus on our canvas, but please do not delete this because this kind of tells this what to do. Let's go back to our canvas object, and we don't see much besides maybe this little thing here. So let's, if you don't see anything, click on this, and let's scale out way out, and you see we have this massive white box. But no worries, you don't have to go in and scale anything here, okay? So let's just keep it as it is. What this box is going to do is it's going to resize itself to fit in our game view. So each of the corners of this white box is going to pin itself to the corner of our game screen. Now this is just allowing us the space to get in there and arrange all the items we please over our screen here. Well, to really make sense of this, I think the next logical thing is to start importing our own image. Let's just right click on our canvas and let's go UI, and let's just bring in a new image. So now we have this image inside of our canvas, and right now it's set to nothing because we haven't assigned anything, but we can move this around wherever we want. And to really get a good grasp on this, if we go to our game, this white square is in the center of our canvas, and that canvas pins itself to the corners of our screen no matter what, and it's going to stay there, right in the center of our game. So back to our scene view, if I was to move this up to a left corner, imagine this is our game screen. Let's go here. Now it's up in the left corner. Alright, so I hope that kind of helps you out there, but first off, let's pick an image for this. So let's say source image. Let's go and dig through all our artwork. I want to first use that background UIBG image here. So let me click on this, double click, and there we have it. And I'm just going to say preserve aspect, and I'm going to say set native size. What this does is it just stretches it out to its maximum resolution, and we can always scale it down from there. But preserve aspect is just so when I go to rescale this object and shrink it down, I don't have to worry about it losing its aspect ratio there. So let me click on this box object here, and let's select these corners. I'm just going to hold shift and scale it down and try to position it where I feel would be best in the top left of our screen. Let's see how this is shaping up. Alright, that's pretty cool. It's a little bit big for me though here. So let's go back to our scene. And I also noticed it was a little bit out of there. Okay, so now let's hold shift, and I'm also going to hold option to constrain it to the center of where it is. And now let's position it a little bit more there, and let's see how that looks. Alright, I'm pretty happy with that. It's a little bit big, but I think I'm going to keep it that way just so it stands out in our game. Alright, so I like this. So that's our main user interface object there. Alright, I'm going to rename it to UI_BG. Perfect, so now I can see exactly what this is. Now I want a few more images in here, so let's go ahead and create those. Let's import UI image. I'm just going to say UI dagger and do that all over again here. UI image, and let's go UI key and UI image. Where are you, image? Image, I'm going to say UI health. Awesome. Alright, so in our UI, I always wanted to display if we have a dagger, if we have a key, and what our health status is. So that's what these ones are for. So let's go to our UI dagger, and let's apply these images. Alright, so let's go down, 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 UI dagger. And I'm going to start it out as gray, or has not. And let's play with the scales. Let's just assign all these first. So UI key, and we start the game without having the key. So I'm going to find that key. No, UI key has not. All right, cool. And let's find our health here as well. So let's start out with full health in our game. So let's find that full health. There it is. There we go. So I'm going to start one by one here. I'm going to get our dagger, preserve aspect, and set native size. So I'm going to drag this over top, and I'm just going to shift, oops, and with my resize tool here, I'm going to click this, shift and option, scale it down, position it in the center of there, and let's go on to our key. Do the exact same thing, preserve aspect, set native size, and let's do the same thing. Position it as we wish. And let's grab our character, same thing. Okay. And let's click and then option shift. And let's position him in there. Cool. Now it doesn't have to be perfect for this demo. You guys can take a little bit more time centering those if you wish, but I'm happy with that. And now let's go to our game. Look at that beautiful interface we have. Now, it's not doing anything, but look at this. It's always staying. No matter where my camera's moving, it's always going to stay in that top left corner there. Perfect. All right, so there's the visuals all set up and ready to go here. Now, we need to quickly talk about anchors. Because this canvas, let's go back to our scene, and because this canvas is pinned on all the corners to our screen, it's going to shrink and scale, right? So when we go like this in game, I do this, see how they're disappearing? It's because they're anchored to the center of our screen by default. So it's scaling this whole canvas down from the center or up from the center, and it's not pinning these objects to the right corner. We want to pin these to this corner, so wherever this corner is, they're going to stay relative to it. So I hope that makes sense, but I'll just demonstrate this here for you. So when I go like this, we have this transform. So I want to find the closest corner to where this object is, where the pin it's going to follow. And I want to corner it to the top left. So when you go to your transform on this, any of these image objects, click this anchor. It's defaulted to center. I want to go to the top left. You can see my anchor point moved. And now with my key, I'm going to do the exact same thing. Top left. And my health I already did. Just this guy left. Like so. And also my UI BG. I want to do that as well. All right. So that's going to fix how they scale and how they move around here. So let's go back to our game view now that all our anchors are in place. There we go. They're always pinned to that corner. They're always going to follow it no matter what. So as you can see, setting up your user interface is really quite simple. We have pretty much have everything visually set up now. The next step of the game here is we need to start getting these things to interact with our game state and player state. So when our player has the dagger, I want this to light up. When our player has the key, I want that to light up. I want his health to kind of go down along with his health level as well, to visually represent that to our players. So we're going to go ahead and move on to the next lesson where we're going to start setting all that logic up there. So I hope you enjoyed this lesson, and I'll see you in the next.